thing that I love, authenticity, being genuine. I feel like you adjust to the guest.
I like to see the people shine. But we were talking about off camera, we're talking about before battle rap, Loso. So what was some of the stuff you were doing before battle rap got
Are we in the episode right now?
Are we in it?
Yo, I did not know that we were in. I thought you were just still like candidly talking to me, bro.
That's here.
My bad. All right, keep going. All right, yeah, so before battle rap?
Before battle rap, yeah.
Man, so before battle rap, I would say, like I tell people all the time, I did not rap before I even became a Christian.
Really?
Yeah, not before I became a Christian. So like I love, don't get me wrong, now I grew up on rap. Right. I grew up on battle rap. And obviously, you know, being in high school and stuff like that, I was, you know, I'll do like little text message battles or we'll battle online and stuff like that. But I wasn't like taking it serious. I never said like I wanted to be a rapper. I become a Christian, and I remember I started volunteering at this juvenile detention center. Mm-hmm. And at the juvenile detention center, they would do these open mics for these kids, you know what I'm saying? Some of the guys, they want to do open mics. And so because I wanted to kind of like break the ice for them, I ended up writing a testimonial piece. And when I wrote it and rapped it, there was actually another gentleman who was there. He was volunteering as well, who had a studio. He was a producer and he had a studio. He goes by the name of Sacrifice. And he pulls me aside. He was like, yo, come over my crib. I want you to come over tomorrow. Are you free? And I was like, all right, bet. You know what I'm saying? I'll slide through. And so I came and he showed me a studio and he put on some beats. And he was like, I just want you to write. And now granted, I had never recorded in the studio before. I wasn't even writing verses like that. And I never had a passion or a desire to do this. He puts on these beats and he just write a verse. He had me write a verse every day. Every day I had to write a new verse. Wow. And I got so comfortable in just writing to the studio. I would just go to his house, he would turn the beat, I would write, and I would record right there. And it was terrible. You know, it was in the beginning, but that's what I started doing. However, for me, one of the things that kind of took off were these a cappella spoken word pieces. And so I had a pastor friend who was going through the Minor Prophets, and he needed somebody to do an a cappella piece based off of his sermon notes. I said, all right, cool. He actually asked my friend at the time, I'm still cool, KB, and he basically wanted KB to do it, but KB had too much going on. He couldn't do it. So I said, you know what, I'll just go ahead and take care of it. Mm-hmm. So what I ended up doing, I ended up putting together a 5-minute piece, but I did it in a way that mimicked battle rap at the time that I was watching, because that's all I saw. So I was like, yo, I need something that's like an a cappella, but entertaining. So for the church folk, they were just like, yo, who's this guy who's like rapping with like this like energy? Like we've never seen spoken word like this. The reason why is because you guys have never seen, you know, these battle rappers who are, to me, the greatest lyricists in the world. And so, so I do that. And it starts going mini viral throughout the community. Like I remember Thizzle and Sho Baraka and some guys who had, you know, who were the guys at the time in CHH. They started like sharing it on Twitter and stuff like that. And I noticed that people were really gravitating towards my a cappella verses. I would get booked for concerts and I would perform music, but when the music stopped and I would just rap in a cappella, people were going crazy because of the punchlines and stuff. 2013 comes and there's a 16-bar competition out in Chicago, Legacy Conference, where Jen is the judge. And so people submit, everyone is submitting verses to try to get attached to this. Only 10 people get chosen out of the hundreds and hundreds of submissions. And so I end up submitting one of my verses. And again, this is like brand new in my rap career. I end up submitting one of my verses. And they contact me back. They said, hey, you're one of the finalists. Boom. I go out to Chicago, and I was super nervous. Like I am in the back, and I'm about to vomit, and all the other guys, they're eating the refreshments, they're having a good time, and I'm literally over the toilet, like about to throw up because so many people are about to watch this competition, and I didn't know what to expect. The guy I get linked up with was actually Street Hymns. Street Hymns is my first round opponent at the time, which we're now in group stage. He hates that I tell the story, by the way. He's like, you always tell the story. But Street Hymns was going around the venue that day. He and I get matched up first round. But prior to us getting matched up first round, he's walking around the whole venue and he's telling everyone, yo, my first round is gonna set the tone, it's gonna shake up. So I knew, I had actually wrote a specific round that was supposed to be my championship round if I made it. Because I just felt like this was unbeatable. But when I heard what Street Hymns was telling people, I said, I can't lose first round, so I gotta use it for the first round. So long story short, man, I end up winning that round and I end up winning the whole competition. And so Jin pulls me aside after that competition and he says, if there is a such thing as Christian battle rappers, he says, if there needs to be a Christian in battle rap, you're the guy. He tells me that. He says, that's what you need to do. And I was just like, nah, bro, I could never do that. I can't memorize that much material and perform it in front of all those people. I just couldn't. But he tells me that in 2013. So the very next year, I'm looking for tryouts, and I just want to do this as a bucket list. I'm looking for tryouts in a battle league. However, I can't find none. There's a league in Tampa, though, called Enter the Dungeon. And I sent him a message. I was like, hey, I'm interested in battle rapping on your platform. I want to try out. He goes, okay, can you send me some footage? I know you don't have any battle rap footage, but can you just send me some footage of you rapping? I was like, all right, bet. So I sent him a bunch of acapellas. I sent him the Street Hymns joint, all this stuff. 5 minutes later, he responds with the exact sentence, where the hell have you been? That's what he said. He says, where have you been? I was like, what? So he goes and he books me. And like I said, it was supposed to be a bucket list thing, but that event was packed out. I brought the whole city out. I remember the whole event brought the whole city out, but it was packed out. Everyone was so amazed that I had just went on stage and did what I did without any profanity, without this, and being a Christian. And they were like, yo, we hadn't seen something like this. And so even though I wanted to do it as a bucket list, the ripples effect of that battle was so much that I could not just step away. So boom, my battle rap career ends up starting from there. I end up joining this league in Atlanta shortly after, and the rest is history, man. So that was the transition to it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, do you feel like you're like a unique trailblazer or one of a kind? You feel that?
I do, man. I do. You know, so alongside of my brothers, you know what I'm saying? I tell people all the time, like, we didn't have there was no blueprint that was placed out in front of us. There was no other guy. There were battlers who were Christians, right? But there was no guys who were like getting on stage saying like, yo, we're unashamed and this is how we want you to know us. We love Jesus type of thing. And so because there was no guys like that, we're opening doors, and all of us have kind of like done something unique that no battler has ever done. All four of us.
Yeah.
And so for me, just myself, being the first Christian battle rapper on the biggest platform known, or actually, period, in battle rap, period, I was the first guy to skip their whole little proving ground process and debut on their biggest stage in URL. And so, build up leverage from the ground up. I was the first guy to do that. And so people started looking at like, yo, all right, he's not just trailblazing for his denomination, his belief.
Yeah.
He's trailblazing for all of us who are in here. And so, in my eyes, I feel like there's a lot of guys at CHH who said, yo, you know what? We don't necessarily want to be called Christian rappers, right? We want to be rappers that are Christian because we want to impact the culture. Yeah. And my thing is like, yo, the Four Horsemen, we're doing what a lot of y'all wanted to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to do. Or thinking that y'all did, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're really in this. We're really in a whole genre where it's like, it's just ungodly and contrary to the things of the Bible, and yet we're there trailblazing and putting a stamp in the ground saying like, yo, we're here type of, and you're gonna remember us when the battle rap books are closed. There's gonna be a chapter where like, yo, these four guys came in here and shook the culture up.
Yeah. You brought up an interesting point because a lot of CHH artists, and this is my opinion, I don't like CHH. Like, I don't like calling that CHH because to me it's like, yo, people have been putting faith in God in hip hop for like ever.
Yeah.
You know, since it started. So for me, to have a genre called CHH, I'm like, well, there is no, like, yeah, you got gangster rap, yeah, you got conscious hip hop, but it all gets tied into this hip hop bag.
It doesn't have its own genre on like Apple Music.
For that reason, I feel like as a CHH artist, you can't really touch the culture because you're separated no matter what. Already, and the algorithms are separated. If I listen to a CHH song, it's only going to give me CHH artists. And I notice some Christian artists, they'll list their songs as explicit, so they get put in a different algorithm. Yeah, I seen that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I seen that.
That's unique.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, okay. When I listen to the song, I'm like, wait, hold on. This is why. Oh, okay, I see what you did there, buddy. You are actually engaging like the culture. There is no separate genre for you to really battle rap, and you have to battle who they're there. But okay, so I'm ignorant to battle rap. You got onto the biggest stage without a PG.
Yep.
So you didn't.
So they want to label it.
But you ended up doing a PG, didn't you?
That was technically my PG, but it was like a PG with extra cheese. Like I was on like the biggest platform. So you got to think about it. A proving ground battle would have looked like a small room with a bunch of guys, and you know, it's not like a ticketed event or nothing like that, and you were proving yourself. I come in, and they stamped it as a PG, but you got to think about it. I come in with a bunch of groundwork already done, right? I already had teamed up in Atlanta with John the Don, and we built a profile, and I end up getting put on Gnome, Night of Main Events, which is the biggest event of the year, right? I'm on the card with Sue Surf, Tay Rock, New Jersey Twerk, and Loso opens up the event because he's debuting to the world that he is here on URL. And so no other battler has ever done that. Because before you even touch those stages, put it this way, there's guys who are on that platform for years and they've never done a Gnome. I've done 2 already, you know what I'm saying? And so for the normal process, it was you coming in and you probably do about 1, 2, 3 proving ground battles, and then you'll probably get some shots on some other stages. But I skipped all that. I skipped all that process. That's why there's not really a class that Loso's in. There's not like a certain group of guys that you can put in, say like, hey, this is Loso's tier or nothing like that. Because I came in and skipped that whole line. And you know, that's just credit to, 1, obviously I know what God was doing, but 2, all the people in Atlanta who at Bullpen Battle League and John the Don who had a vision. You know, I didn't mention this earlier, but after I do that one battle at Enter the Dungeon, I had some opportunities to go to URL. And I had already so I ended up doing a tryout at Bullpen Battle League. And I tried out, I paid $100, but the winner would have got $1,000. And so I go there, and you have to have the highest score, you have to beat your opponent and have the highest score of the night. And I end up doing that, bro. Out of 26 battlers that night, I end up being the #1 battler at that tryout. And it got me a spot on Bullpen Battle League. It got the notoriety of everybody. I won the money. And after that, I could have went to URL. I could have done a lot of other things. But John calls me the next day when I fly back to Tampa, and he says, Loso, give me 1 year. He says, I know you're getting a lot of offers, but he says, just give me 1 year, and I will make you a household name. And he did. And so I could have easily dubbed it, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of other people were like, come to URL, this is the NBA to battle rap. And it is. But he had a vision, bro, and he started this new league, this popping league, and he needed a star. I was this guy, this fresh guy that nobody's ever saw before, but I needed a cosign. And so it was this perfect marriage. And so it ends up, so when he tells me that, and I say, all right, cool, I'm gonna give you a year. And within a year, bro, I was Rookie of the Year, I was making top 5 lists, all this stuff. And from there, that's why I always shout him out. I'm like, you know, he saw in me what I didn't see in myself at the time, but he knew he had something special. And then boom, you know, that's why we were able to go ahead and get the Gnome deal. And no one has ever done that since. No one's ever done that before. And so.
Dude, that's crazy. Listening to your story, it's like all of these pieces came together. But on top of that, bro, it's not just about pieces coming together. It's about what you were doing. And about who you are as a person. And even taking these risks to do these type of things. And there are risks because it's out of your comfort zone. It's something you've never done before. Granted, it's something that you're amazing, that you're great at. But at that time, you don't know that.
Yeah.
You're just like, okay, yeah, okay, I'll do this.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I'll do this. So just, I don't know, man. Just talk about. I want to hear what you think about, or how you feel about just like doing things out of your comfort zone and doing it scared, doing it terrified, but doing it in spite of.
Yeah, man. Every single event, and I told you this before. Every event, bro, I was ready to go ahead and vomit. I always question myself too. Yeah. I'm always like, yo, why am I about to do this? Why am I about to get in front of thousands and thousands? Now it's hundreds of thousands of people who are watching you at home now because we got this streaming platform. And so I'm always like, yo, my heart is about to jump out of my chest. But man, I'm just a firm believer, bro. Like a life with no risk, bro, it's just like not worth living. And this is anything. I'm not saying that you have to go ahead and throw all your money in Dogecoin tomorrow, or, you know, go jump off, you know, try to climb Mount Everest or something like that. But like, there is something in your life that you're like, man, you know what? You're kind of second guessing. You're like in this double Dutch movement. And so for me, when it came to battle rap, I knew, like, I had too many people telling me this is what you should be doing. It was too many voices around me saying, yo, you would be good at that. And I kept throwing it away. And once I stepped foot into it, it came to life, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you're almost called to do this. Like you were literally made for this. And for me personally, I try to remind myself, like, yo, God does not call the equipped, he equips the call, right? So like for me, like I wasn't necessarily, like I told you, it wasn't like I had a track record of like killing people in battle rap before this. Nah, but when I got into it, like I really do feel like because this was my purpose, things fell into place. What we were just talking about, bro. Every scenario, I can go down in the beginning of my career, bro. Every battle that happened was almost like a perfect storm. Everything had to line up perfectly for me to grab the attention. My second battle on Bullpen, after I win the tryout, you know, it's on a specific date, but then it gets pushed back a week later because Jermaine Dupri in the rap game, they want to come to this event and they want to film some of their stuff. Well, what battle do they show up on? My battle. And I'm on stage when Lifetime is filming, and I end up getting on Lifetime, and I'm getting calls from my aunt and stuff. It's like, yo, I just saw you on TV. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like Jermaine Dupri hitting me up saying I'm his favorite battle rapper and stuff like that. So like, that doesn't happen if there isn't purpose in what you're supposed to do and if there isn't risk. And so my small advice to the people who's watching this, man, like you need to do not have yes men around you, but have people around you who are going to go ahead and tell you exactly what you are doing and what you need to do. And they're gonna see the purpose in your life. They're gonna be able to look at you and say, man, you know what? This is what you're doing right now, but you are missing out on so much more because you are afraid. You're not taking risks. And so I'm a prime example of it. I'm pretty sure everybody else has stories too, but if you don't go ahead and step out on faith like that, you're gonna fall short, bro. And you're gonna feel it too. You get like, I always tell people, like, the one thing that you know you're supposed to do is like think, yo, if I don't do this, will I be discontent? Not on no prideful tip, like not on no like I gotta have this or I gotta, but like discontent, like, yo, if I did something else, like if I was just working, you know, at a call center or something like that, like, am I discontent? Not because I don't have a lot of viewers, but like there's something that like I'm not doing, bro, like that I'm supposed to be doing. And you feel it, I feel it, you're feeling it at home. You know what I'm saying? So that's my little snippet to y'all.
Dude, I think I did want to ask you this before I get too far, because I may forget. But like, what you're doing, because we see you and we experience you either from a crowd perspective, like sitting in the audience, or behind the screen, whether it's on the phone or computer or whatever. So and we're experiencing you just like that. But you're out there, like, what do you see that's happening, like groundwork wise, as far as like spreading the message? Yo, you're different. You know, you're in these spaces and you're different. I had a small dose of that because when I was doing my music, when I was doing rapping, I'm like, yo, I want to rap everywhere, not just at a church. Like I kind of moved away from like rapping a lot at churches. Not that I have anything against it, but I'm like, yo, I actually want to get out there. So I would perform at clubs, things like that. So I'm at a club, and I mean, like, there's all type of music people performing. And then I get up there and I'm talking, I'm clean talking about God. But I say that to say, when I got off stage, like a lot of people, yo, we need that in here. I mean, they drinking at the bar, drunk. I mean,
Yeah.
they're like, yo, we need that out here.
Yeah.
Come back here, like
Yeah.
come back to this club and perform.
good.
Like, and it was a lot of that. So like, what are you seeing out there?
Yo, I tell people when you go on YouTube and you watch a Loso battle, that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Facts.
If you really want to know about the groundwork, like that's conversations that I can have with you after. Now, granted, I wish I could go ahead and say, yo, after my third round, everybody fell to the ground and started like, you know, worshiping and stuff. Like, that doesn't happen.
Right.
But seeds are being planted, bro. Great conversations are being had. So for instance, prior to battle rap, I had never heard the concept of Christianity being the white man's religion, right? Like I've never heard, before I got into battle rap, I never was confronted by a brown or a black guy coming up to me saying like, yo, they use this Bible to go ahead and enslave us. Never heard that before. So when I get into battle rap, I start getting hit with that. Yo, you serving the white man's religion. You serving white Jesus. Now, granted, I had already been studying, so I knew Jesus wasn't white.
Right.
Knew he was this brown-skinned Middle Eastern man, you know what I'm saying? And like, so when I saw pictures at my mom's house like that, I was like, yo, who's this Backstreet Boy that you got hung up on the wall? I knew that.
Blonde hair, blue
Yeah,
eyes.
but I did not know that this was like a legit conversation and this was a legit thing that people of color were struggling with.